for the class. And yeah, if everybody wants to do a little muting, as much as I just want to talk to everyone, we'll mute and then maybe chat after. So go ahead, let's all start for a moment with your feet slightly wider than your sitting bones. And I want you to just practice right here, a little weight shift side to side. So see what it actually takes to kind of take your weight into one leg and then just hold and lift. So what you want to feel is the outside of the supporting hip, that's your gluteus medius, really firing up as the opposite leg lifts. That leg lift is going to come from the inner thigh and not from external rotation of the hip. So just see what happens if that becomes your intention here. And you can always kind of extend the arms as you lift if that feels good. If you're doing a little arm extension, I want you to actually press and reach the humerus bones out so that you're using the bicep, using the good old bicep to help you do this little extension of the arms. Good. So just a few more rounds here just to wake up. Good. Now we're going to plant both feet, but keep this action. So bend the knees and exhale, straighten and lift. Bend the knees, exhale, straighten and lift. The thighs can move slightly back as you bend because we've got our toes mostly facing forward here, and you're kind of pumping the air up with you. You can think, pump, pump, pump it up. There we go. Good. Just a few more rounds. Just waking up, getting a little bit of blood flow. And then from here, hold with the thighs back. Place your hands on the two thighs, and then head and tail are going to reach together behind you and then reach together underneath you. So reach together behind you, reach together beneath you. And this should help you feel in between your shoulder blades, a big stretch as your head comes down. The weight of the head is stretching you, and you should also feel your abdomen firing up as as you're creating that little curl and flexion through the low back. So let's pause with your head above your neck, neck above the shoulders, extend the two arms, and I want you to shift your weight side to side. So same thing, you want to feel outer glutes, inner thighs doing this work, and again, you can kind of pump into that reach to your inflection here through the hips, exhaling out into it, feeling your deltoids doing good work. Good, just a couple more rounds. Abdomen is still in, supporting your low back. Good, so now I want you to pause in the center and get a little bit lower. Reach the arms out into a Y shape as you get low. Good, so you'll inhale, exhale, push out and lower. Exhale, push out and lower. There's nothing like starting the day thinking about your glutes and your legs, getting upright after being, well, in my case, not horizontal enough. Good, so now let's go ahead, pause out here, and then open your chest, place your hands on your lumbar, and exhale, float forward, shake your head no, nod it yes, very nice, and then let's exhale, press into your feet, come up for just a moment, bring your fingertips underneath you, exhale, squeeze your elbows into your side like you were just picking up heavy buckets of water. Exhale, reach and pull. So again, just getting your blood moving in this early morning moment here. All right, so now on a little exhale, stretch, reach, come all the way up, and now we're gonna cross your midline. So opposite pinky toward pinky toe. Inhale, stretch, reach up, make this a glorious back bend, and then exhale, let's cross the midline again. Inhaling up, so you're going opposite side, hinging from the hip as you go. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, just a couple times, getting a big stretch. Good. All right, so now hold in your up position, and then let's turn your toes out slightly and then go back to that little weight shift. Good. So now kind of focusing on the inner thigh as your weight shifts, still feeling the outer glute. And still, if you want to continue to work the arms, push into that shift And then if it feels nice, extend a leg into it. So again, waking up hips, cadera, balance, equilibrio, todo eso. Good. Estirando. Good. And pushing your weight. Excellent. And then you might feel your movement can grow. So you're getting a little bit longer as the leg reaches up and out. Can put a little flex in the foot. Good. Just a few more rounds here. 3 and 2 and 1. And that's enough of that. 2 arms all the way up. And once again, we're gonna bend with the thighs. With your legs externally rotated, you can let the tailbone go down now. Let's go ahead, let the arms come to a T shape and then reach up and out as we come up. Good, so here we go, just a few more rounds. Waking up now even more deeply, the inner thighs, the gluteal group. Good. And then let's pause here on bottom, take a stretch down, tap one elbow, sweep, and switch. So really just make this reach about engaging through the ribs, so you're getting a stretch, and then working your obliques at the same time. Good. I'm gonna now try kind of longer arms as I come down, stretching, reaching, almost tapping the floor. And again, trying to keep my base from the hips down, sturdy and stable. If it feels nice to kind of reach and maybe tap just the ankle, your tobillo, you can try that each direction. Good, and again, thinking long through your ribs. Very nice. So now from here, let's pause on the way up. Exhale, lengthen the 2 legs. And then turn just, these are my left toes, maybe they're your right toes. Turn them in and stretch over. And exhale, rise up. So you're gonna stretch towards your straight leg, tap the knee or the shin, whatever works. Exhale, come up. One more time. Very nice, and now exhale, coming right back up. Turn the toes in. Try that on the opposite side. So now these are my left toes, maybe your right toes externally rotated, and then exhale, reach away from them. Inhale. And exhale, reach. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale, reach. Last time. Good. Let's hold down here for just a moment. And now can you try rotating towards this leg? So now both hands are on the floor. And then stepping that foot back. So now you're in a plank pose. Let's move your knees to the mat. We'll move the hips back. So now you're in kind of like a down dog situation. So now I want you to float your hips right in line with your forearms. Exhale, reach them right back. Use your abdominal wall to support your lowering down. Right, so what you don't want to feel is the hips sinking towards the floor, but what you want to feel instead is the hips are supported and held as they lower. Let's take that a couple more times. Again, just continuing to move because it's a good thing to do in the morning. All right, so now holding your hips here for a moment, let the elbows move in and then right back up. Elbows move in and then up. Elbows in and then up. Elbows just pull, grazing the sides of the ribs and then up. So that one more time and up. Now hold. Right knee lifts for a moment and then set it right back down. Left knee lifts for a moment. Set it right back down. 2 knees up. Tailbone rises up and pause and breathe. So I want you to kind of pedal your feet here for a moment in your down dog. As your heel reaches away from your toes, this is a great opportunity to stretch your calf and Achilles. So while you're working, maybe even try lifting the opposite foot up in this little prancing situation. Good. And then we're gonna pause with your right foot down and your left leg, you're gonna lift, stretch up and right back down. Let it tap the floor. Lift, stretch up, right back down. Lift, stretch up, right back down. Lift, stretch up, right back down. Lift and stretch Now hold, pull your abdomen in and place the foot between your hands, plant your back heel, and then exhale all the way through a warrior one. So now arms out in front of you, bend the front knee, straighten the back knee, arms float right back down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Couple more. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale up, exhale down. We're gonna hold your arms up, the knee bent, rotate your ribs side to side. So your hips don't move, but the ribs rotate. Lado y lado. Good, let's try that one more time. And then from here, sweep, lower the arms right back down. Pull your belly muscles in. Take that foot back. Lower the knees if you like. Elbows pull in. Lift, open your chest. Tailbone rises up. And now, again, do a little prancing with your feet. Kind of keeping your ankles, all those tissues alert, alive, feeling it. It's almost like kneading dough, but with your toes. Good, now you're gonna hold the right foot up. Stretch the leg out, take it down and up just a few times. Good, again, waking up your hips, waking up a little balance. Try a few more, 2, and 1. Good, pause, hold, bend the knee. Stretch, lift it, pull the abdomen in. And now place the foot between the 2 hands. Sweep the 2 arms up. Good, bend the front knee. Lower the arms and straighten the front knee. Bend and straighten. Now bend and straighten. Arms up, releasing your neck. Really feel the front of your throat stretch as you come down. 2 and 1. Very nice. Hold here just a moment. Good, and now you're gonna rotate the hips. Actually the ribs. Keep your hips anchored, estable, while you are rotando por las costillas. Very, very nice. Exhale, pause in the center, 2 arms down. So really, again, think about this. Control your weight as you lower. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Step your front foot back, right knee down, left knee down. Elbows pull in. I want you to hold right here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Chest should feel alive. Triceps alive. 2 and 1. Exhale, hips back, big stretch. Very nice. And now press the 10 toes in. Lift the 2 hips up. Shake the head no. Sacuda la cabeza. Good. And then from here, let's go ahead, let the left leg lift once again. And then draw a few tiny little circles with that leg. And then if it feels nice, you can change the direction and perhaps let the circles get a little bit bigger. Just saying hello to the hip. Good. Now you're going to bend the knee and open it behind you. Good, and then I'm gonna exhale, pull my belly in, place the foot between the hands, sweep and extend. Take your right arm up. So now you should be in a warrior 2. This is my left foot. I'm gonna reach towards the leg and then down and tap. Reach away from my bent knee and then down and tap. Reach and then tapping down and then reach. Good, and then tapping down 1 more time. Reach, tap down, stay here. Turn, do a little rotation with that with your top arm so that the humerus bone rotates in the shoulder socket. Good, hold with the thumb rolling back. Take the hand back behind you. Now lift your bottom hand off of the floor. And then let's see, can you reach it? Margarita, ¿te gusta? Good. And then from here, take that hand all the way underneath you, and you can try binding the pose. So that's bringing your hands together back behind you. Super, super, super bien. Good. So now exhale, reach back up, turn your toes opposite direction. So now I'm facing my other leg, and then I'm gonna step my right foot back. Good, I'm in a moment here in a plank. So you can now, everybody just say hello to your plank for a couple of breaths. Tailbone is down, abdomen is in, heels are reaching back, belly is deep and strong. Good, so you can stay in this plank and try lowering to the floor if you like, or always just bend your knees. Inhale and lower less of your body, and it'll make it easier. So now we're in a down dog otra vez, but the other side of you is facing the computer screen. So I'm gonna raise my right leg up. I love teaching this class like it's a cooking show. That's what it is in my mind. All right, so then creating little circles. Good, just waking up all those tiny little muscles around the hip, and then sweeping in the opposite direction, breathing into that movement. Now pause with the leg in the air, bend the knee, reach it back behind you just a hair. And then from here, you're gonna exhale, pull your abdomen in, place the right foot between your two hands, plant the back heel, sweep your top arm up for just a moment. Good, and then exhale, reach back. So now once again, tapping the floor and reaching away. I'll give you the option of lengthening your leg as you come down and bending the knee as you come up. If that's too much for your 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. brain, no pasa nada. Good. And then from here, we're gonna pause with the knee bent and come down for a moment. Work on the external rotation of your top arm, in and out. So these little movements, these little micro somatic style movements are great for kind of breaking up tension that comes into your joints. So now take that top arm back behind you. Good, now sweep and reach your bottom arm out. If this feels okay, right? If you feel really supported, Margarita, que bonita. All right, and then from there, let that arm come underneath you. And then you're gonna let the hands kind of pull together. Hips forward, head back. Beautiful, 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 if this is your thing. Looks so nice, Cindy. Everybody, awesome. All right, so now that hand comes right back down to the floor. Top arm lowers your folding towards your bent leg. Exhale, reach the hip back. And once again, you can lower your knees or just try a little vinyasa with straight legs. Inhale up, exhale, reach your two hips all the way back. Take a big breath. And now from here, take your gaze to your thumbs, and then 5 times we're gonna hop your feet in. So you're gonna exhale, hop 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Inhale, look all the way up. Bring the fingertips off of the floor. Take a few little circles with your arms. In this little chair situation, circle the arms the other way. Good. And then from here, let's inhale, sweep, take the arms all the way up, and then hop towards the computer screen, and then around. So I got my right side now facing the computer. Go ahead, stretch, reach that leg out, 2 arms up. Pulling the shin bone up from the floor, hands can come to your shin, your espinilla. So just breathe into that for a moment. Good, inhale, letting that leg come right back down. Let's exhale, lift the opposite shin bone. This is the left espinilla, arriba. Very nice. Good, try to find some length and strength through your right glute, inner thigh, and hamstring. Very nice, setting that leg right back down. This time, exhale, raise the right leg up. Place your hands under the thigh. Press your thigh into your hands and extend your right leg out. So breathe into it. Good, if it feels nice, lift your left arm. If it feels fantastic, lift the right. And just hold for a couple of breaths. And then exhale, Release, let it come down. We'll try that on the other side. So now inhale, arms up. You could even take your gaze up. And then exhale, bend the knee, bring the hands under the thigh, shoulder blades together, abdomen in, stretch and extend the left espinilla. Good, hold that leg out. If it feels nice, right arm up. If it feels even more fantastic, left arm up. Good, 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 good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And exhale, release. Good, so now from here, right leg, stretch it forward. Step your weight into it. So now you're about in the center of your mat. And then you're gonna lift your spine, put your hand on your lumbar, and then try finding your weight held and supported through the right leg. So lift the left back leg, breathe, breathe, breathe. If this is going great, let your two arms come down, let them come forward, let them float right back down, and then slowly let your weight travel toward the floor, standing split. Once again, shake the head. Release the neck as the left leg comes all the way up as much as it can. So you're working and stretching your hamstrings and the muscles of the hip at the same time. So now from here, I'm gonna exhale, let that leg slowly lower, catch my weight on my right leg, come all the way back up through standing, set the foot down. Now, this is gonna get crazy. Are you ready? Step your left foot in, turn it over the right, voila! We're gonna do all that on the other side. Should still be more or less in the center of your mat. So now step the right leg back. Good, hands on your low back and feel the relationship between the head and the tail, right? So my head comes up, it's right over my tailbone. And then from here, I'm gonna start to gather my weight in my left leg, and then exhale, begin to lift my right leg up, back behind me. Again, try to keep the hips balanced here. If it feels okay, arms in front. If it feels okay, arms out. Then they lower, and then you're gonna slowly try a little journey to the floor, letting your back leg lift, breathing into it, stretching, reaching up and out with the leg. Beautiful, shaking the head no, nodding the head yes, and then exhale, see about coming all the way back up, just retracing your steps, setting the foot down, sweeping the arms, ooh, and step the back foot in. Good, so now I've turned around and I'm gonna move to the top of my mat. We're gonna practice getting into side planks. So inhale, stretch, reach, arms move up, and then exhale, let's lower right down. So we did 5 hops forward, now you're gonna try 5 hops back. So get ready for hopping by bending and straightening your 2 knees just a few times, waking up your hamstrings, keeping your spine, your neck, your head stable. So now, hop 5. I almost have no weight on my hands, or as little as possible. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good, now I have a lot of weight in my hands. So now from here, go ahead once again, bend the knees and lower, or take a full little vinyasa. Inhaling up, exhaling back. And so now I'm gonna lift my hips as high as I can, slightly step my feet to the right, and then rotate my hips to the left and come up and into a side plank. So you want to feel across your clavicle, you are balanced. And you want to feel your tailbone not falling back, but moving forward. Maybe you can even reach your arm back behind you. Maybe you can even lift your top leg. Just hold for a couple of breaths. Good, and then exhale, lower that right back down, 2 arms down, lift your hips on that little diagonal just to get a stretch there. And then you're gonna pivot your feet right back around. Good, and then so from here, try this with me. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, pull it in between your two hands. And then we're gonna pivot, pivot, pivot all the way around so we can try a side plank on the other side. So again, a vinyasa with your knees on the floor or with your two legs lifted, inhaling up, exhaling. Now I'm gonna walk my feet slightly to the left and then exhale and pivot my hips to the right and let this arm come up. So bottom thigh pulls up from the floor. Beautiful, Cindy, that's awesome. And you want to feel, you can take your hand there back behind you. Keep a little lift if it feels nice. Lift that leg all the way up. So you're feeling your whole spine is balanced and then the limbs are just floating around. Exhale, take that arm back down. Reach your hips up on that diagonal. Oh, such a nice stretch for your low back. And then you're gonna pivot your feet. Bend your two knees. And now your blanket, if you have a blanket, you can put it in the middle of your mat so that you have a little extra padding for the knees, right? So a flat pillow would also work. Just want to make sure, you know, if you're over 12, that you're taking very good care of your knees. So now exhale, move your thighs back and bring them right back up. And move the thighs back and bring them right back up. And move the thighs back, arms out, right back up. Move the thighs back and hold here for just a moment. Scooping the belly, pulling it in. Very, very, very nice. And then exhale, sweep back up, place your hands on your lumbar, and exhale, float back. Few breaths in Ustrasana. So in Ustrasana, you don't want the thighs to move back, and you want your head to move back and your thighs to stay up. And you can even kind of dig your hands into your low back here to support that and open your chest. Very nice. And then let's exhale. Let's counter that by stretching your thighs back and taking the top of the head. And really, when you come over, if you can, make this the top of the head, not your forehead. Good. And then from here, don't use your hands. See if you can really undulate your spine, lifting right back up. Now place your hands to your lumbar. You're going to let the head float back again. I'm going to leave my left arm across my back and then take my right hand to my heel. So this hand is here to help you do a little hip check and make sure your hips aren't falling back, but really still reaching forward. And then from here, go ahead, exhale, come forward once again, stretch, let the top of your head come down. Do a little rock there. Your pituitary gland is right up here, part of your endocrine system, and it's nice to apply a little pressure there without doing damage to your cervical vertebra. So now this time, let your right hand come behind you across the low back. You're gonna keep your back steady. Try reaching, right? You don't have to touch, but see what happens if you reach generally in that direction. And again, thinking you're gonna support your low back first and foremost, you can always just keep two hands here. Exhale, lower all the way right back down. Trying to find the top of your head resting on the floor peacefully. Exhale, lifting right back up. And then the last thing we'll try here is two hands coming down as you keep your hips moving forward. Let the head release. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then to come up, you push your ankles into the floor. And then we float right back up. Let's go ahead, take your hands down. Lift your two hips. Left hand moves to the right thigh. And you're gonna exhale, twist and reach. Get a stretch in between your rhomboids. Good, inhale, that hand moves right back down. Right hand now to your left ankle, your tobillo, and then estiramos aquí. Stretch here, pulling that elbow out. Good, so again, right in between the shoulder blades. Very, very, very nice. Inhale, lowering that right back down. Now, let's walk your feet slightly back, bend your two knees, and then you're gonna put your hips on the blanket and then tap them right back up. So once again, just really trying to feel that your low back is deeply supported and connected through your abdomen. So my arms are hands slightly in front of my shoulders, and I'm letting the hips rise and then come down. And then let's make this the last time. You're gonna let the hips lower to the floor. Let your two legs come up. Reach through the legs. Good. With the two legs lifted, take your two arms behind you. Good. And then see about tapping hand and foot and then alternating. So I want you to do this without trying to twist your hips and low back, right? But the hands are reaching back and in, and the feet are alternating also. They're staying right in line with the hips. So as you reach, you're not creating damage or discomfort for your lumbar. So now see about holding one hand and foot and getting a good stretch up. Release, opposite hand and foot, stretch and lifts up. Very nice. Now if it feels like it's right and it's time, two legs, two hips, Dhanurasana. Good, 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 good. So this is a big hip stretch. Margarita looks beautiful. Everybody reach through your muscles. Pull the thighs. Yeah, and that opens the chest. Check in with your neck. Be kind. Just make sure it's not holding too much strain. The weight of your head. When your weight comes forward, your neck works too much. When your thighs pull back, your neck is supported. Exhale, release your heels down. Push up through a plank. Whoa, oh my gosh. We're gonna do that a couple more times. You're gonna hate me. Elbows pull in, lower right back down. Inhale, your hands come up. Rotate your ribs to the right. Rotate your ribs to the left. Push the hands into the floor. Exhale, lift. Oh my goodness. One more, una más. See? See or no? Okay, here we go. No one's answering. Exhale, or I can't see you. Lowering down. Palms up. Rotate the ribs to the left. Back to the center. Rotate your ribs to the right. Back to the center. Last time, push your hands down. Always do this on your knees if that's better for you. But see about lifting into a plank. Hips move back. Very nice. So now I'm going to just step my right foot over, step my left foot over, opposite hand and elbow come together behind my thighs, behind the thighs. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Good. And then we're going to exhale. Release the arms, bend the knees, and come down onto your blanket. Yes. Oh, buena práctica. Tenemos que hacer más de este. All right, so de este ejercicio. Stretch, everybody. Reach your lumbar forward, and then your arms back. Good. And then you're going to inhale, lift your two knees up, and float right down. So start them right above your knees. Inhale, estirando arriba. Good. Exhale, floating forward, hands kind of moving back behind the head. Inhale up, squeezing the knees. Exhale, floating down. Your fingertips right above the knee joints. Inhale up, knees open. Exhale, forward. We stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, we lower. Let's try this just a couple more times. Getting your abdomen really connected to this movement. Beautiful. Up and back and up and back. Good. This next time, as we come down, we're going to hold here for a moment. Extend a shin and down. Extend opposite esbenilla and abajo. You all, I've been doing a lot of these little shin extensions as of late, and they are really, really helping my knees and low quadriceps just feel better. So if you have knee stuff come up, this is a great way to just work on it. Inhale 2 feet down, or I have found very helpful. Inhale, stretch, reach up. Now this time, pull your elbows in. You can even bring your hands underneath you, and I want you to extend 2 shins. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Now again, reaching your sternum forward, opening your chest. Good. And then from here, we're gonna exhale, close right back. Elbows pull into your sides. Now let's see if we can extend arms and legs together. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold for just a couple of breaths. Good. Bend the knees. Exhale, open, stretch your sternum adelante. So stretching your sternum forward. Good. So now I'm going to exhale, float back, leave my knees as they are, and then rotate one side, rotate other. So rotamos siempre por las costillas. You're rotating always through the ribs. And I'm kind of pressing down with my top arm. Again, just applying a little pressure through the arm bones to help here. Help my abdominals engage more deeply. Does that make sense? See? No. All right. And then so from here, una pasa, pause in the center, open your knees sitting up, and then create little figure 8s with your arms. So we're gonna reach all the way down. And again, creating that little pressure, drawing figure 8s. And then change the direction. So draw the figure 8s the other way. And again, just like nice for the shoulders. Good. So now from here, squeeze, take your 2 knees up. Exhale, lower down. Rotate your ribs to the right. Lift your 2 feet. Down and up. 3 and 2 and 1. Back to the center. Sit it all the way up for a moment. Rotate to the left and then lift the feet. 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Inhale all the way up. Rotate to the right, and then if it feels okay, 3 times extend the knees. 3 and 2. You'll feel this in the obliques. And 1. Very nice. Push to the feet. Inhale, rising up. Exhale to the left, a la izquierda, and then with your shins, extend 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Now from here, inhale, sit it up. I am going to pivot towards the computer screen, and we'll do a little bit of Janu Shirsasana for the hips. So right here, try just lifting your right leg just a couple of times in the hip socket, your right or left, whatever makes more sense if we're facing the same way. For you, if mirroring is easier, just go for it. And then stretch the leg. So I'm taking ball of the foot to ball of the foot. Let me slide back and sort of see. Exhale, stretch and extend. 5 and 4. This is my right leg, maybe your left. 2 and 1. Now exhale up. And then from here, just rock your weight a little bit in your hips. Right, so our hips need strengthening, they need stretching, and then they need these little gentle movements that kind of help your core get good at stabilization. Okay, so hold when you feel your weight over your isquiones, your sitting bones, arms float up, reach towards your extended leg, and let your back just love this for a moment. Good. And then once again, from here, if it feels nice, open the chest. And then from here, inhale, sweep that up. And then before you close the leg, lift it off the floor. This is hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the leg. Take a big stretch forward. And we're going to try that whole sequence on the other side, on the other leg. So I'm just kind of flowing the ribs forward and back. Was that okay? Can I see pulgares? If we were all right, eso, muy bien. Okay, so now hands to the hips, opposite leg. First, just wake up the inner thigh, let it lift. 3, 2, 1. Now ball of the foot, and then extend the leg. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now hold that extension, set the leg down, and then rock your weight over your isquiones. So you're just rocking the weight lado y lado. Eso, eso, eso. Good. And then if it feels okay, también, we can go all the way around. Good. Otra dirección. Good. And then from here, exhale, let's stretch and reach towards the extended leg. And if it feels okay, kind of create a little extra rotation through the rib cage. Janu Shirsasana is a good one. And then exhale, lifting up. Now you're going to use a lot of quadricep. 5, 4, and hip flexor. 3, 2, 1 to lift that leg, bring it in, and then once again, kind of pretend that your torso is a corkscrew or a screw, any kind of screw. Una, oh, no me acuerdo la palabra, tornillo? No me acuerdo. Screw? Dime, Margarita.
Sí, tornillo.
Algo así. Okay.
Tornillo, sí, dijiste bien.
No está correcto. Ah, muy bien. Esta no, normalmente no pasa. Good, so now stretch and reach all the way around. All the way around. Good, and this is a great, if you just hold on one side, there's your abdominal wall, right? If you hold when you come forward, there's your belly and your low back. You hold when you come to the side, same thing, obliques, right? It's all right there. It's just how do we access it? Good, let's come around one more time. And then from here, go ahead, squeeze, bringing your 2 legs up. I'm gonna turn this way, slide my sits bones off my blanket, and then fold the blanket such that I have a little padding for my torso as I begin to come down to the mat. So let's inhale, stretch, reach the arms up. And then exhale, lift, pull your lumbar spine. So it's like I'm gonna try to move my lumbar to my thighs. Oh. All right, and then before we lower all the way, I want you to take your first 2 fingers to your big toe on the right leg and stretch and reach, come back. Ooh. So, you know, depending on how much walking, running, other things you're doing, your calf, your Achilles, your hamstring, backs of the legs might get tight. Good, so now go ahead, open that leg. You can let the opposite knee open as well. And then you'll let it stretch out to the side. Close the leg, opposite hand to the foot, mano a pie. And then you're gonna stretch your costillas, your ribs, towards your right muslo. That's right thigh. And this should stretch the IT band outer leg, dropping the hip in, the femur bone in the hip socket. Beautiful, back to the center, lowering the leg, otro lado. So now you're gonna grab on first 2 fingers to my left and start here, reach the heel away from your hand, right? And then the arm is slightly pulling back. You're still kind of moving your lumbar towards the thighs. Good. And then from here, open the 2 legs just a little bit. And then exhale, we're gonna close, opposite hand comes across. Oh, okay, yeah, and then this is a big stretch for your IT band and outer leg. So some people, I saw it more in the gym. Once they saw that we were stretching, they'd want to leave because they, you know, people associate working out with having your heart rate up and breathing hard. But really doing stretching work, especially when you're super warmed up, keeps your body capable of doing harder things, right? And then just right here, what we're doing is as much for your mind as anything else. So rocking back into your sitting bones and then stretching one leg out. Ooh, can you pull it back? Can you balance on your sit? Stretching out. Yes, look at you all. This is amazing. Good. Good. And then if you're feeling it, why not start the day with a butt balance? 2 legs out, shoulder blades together, abdominals in, Exhale, releasing the legs. So now if it feels nice, just roll back onto the mat. And we'll try a couple things down here. So go ahead, begin by extending your 2 legs up for a moment and your 2 arms out. So this is the most basic of inversions. It's called Viparita Karani. And all you're doing is creating a right angle between your thighs and your torso. Legs in the air, feet are flexed. And then if you wanted to vary this version, you would exhale. I'm going to push my arms down deep into the mat and then let my thighs come up into Halasana. So plow pose, but your elbows press in. You should not feel this as pressure on your neck because your arm muscles are so engaged. Now, if this is all going great, you can put your hands on the hips, bend the knees, and then exhale, bring the knees over the hips. Good, so again, my neck is totally free. I'm taking a lot of the weight here in my arms. And then the legs are extended. This is shoulder stand. And then if you want to deepen your shoulder stand, you'd walk your hands to the base of the rib cage. But again, no pressure on the neck. So then from there, we bend the 2 knees and then extend the 2 legs, then release the 2 arms, and then pull your belly in as the legs lower down. And from here, you could extend the legs out, press the elbows into the mat, and come onto the head and stretch. This should be everybody's favorite pose, Matsasana, fish pose. They call it nature's facelift. And if you want to make it more effective for these muscles here, the platysma, you'd pull your bottom lip over your top lip and stretch. This is a good place to stay toned. And then we're gonna push your elbows down, lower your head right back down to the mat. Use your belly muscles, scoop the legs up, bend to the 2 knees, press and lift your hips. So lifting la cadera. Good, so this is Satyabandha Sarvangasana. You push down with the feet and lift the ribs. And then if it feels okay, you walk your hands back towards, or your feet back towards your hands walk under towards your feet, and this is called Chatuspadasana. And it is a back bend. And the more you reach your rib cage out, the deeper the stretch. And then from here, you can lower that back tab. You can stay working on that version of the back bend, or you can take your hands underneath your shoulders. And if you are not a person who's used to pushing up into full wheel, just come here and do this, right? So just put your hands back towards your shoulders and then walk your feet close to your sitting bones. Then practice lifting the pelvis, and that's it. Then practice lifting the rib cage, that's it. Then come onto the top of the head, that's it. And then press through the elbows to lift all the way up. Big breaths. Take 5 breaths here in whatever expression of this pose that works for you, and then come down, and then lower your hips, lower your pelvis. Exhale, knees over the chest, and then knees to the right. And then exhale, knees to the left. Good. And then exhale, knees right back through your center, arms here to your sides for a moment. And then everybody take a few things, anything that might feel good to you before we take a little Shavasana. If you want to circle the leg, if you want to circle the other leg, if you want a little extra twist, maybe stretching your neck one way, tapping the feet, maybe taking your 2 arms up, maybe your knees to the right, your gaze to the left, and then maybe your knees to the left, your gaze to the right. Big stretch of the lumbar. You can try the same thing, but maybe take your right ankle to your left thigh, Stretch your hips to the left. Oh. And then through the belly muscles, stretching the hips to the right. Good, legs back to the center, change the position, left ankle, right thigh, and then we'll take it to the, whatever that is, left, and then take it to the other side, right. Feels very, very nice to my hips. Now you can move back to your center. So from where you are right now, see if you can walk your right foot to the left side of your mat and then let your two hips come down. And this is a nice little stretch. Try that on the other side. So unfolding the legs, now the right over the left. Walk your left foot to the right side of the mat and then the two knees fold. From here, the arms can open up. Use an exhale, and now the legs can open up. And now we can take like 10 deep breaths together. Try to move these breaths in and out the nose. Now you can begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes, circle ankles, wrists, muñecas, tobillos, dedos de la mano, dedos del pie. Estiramos afuera, so stretch everything out. And then vamos a abrazar, you're gonna hug everything in, acurrucándonos. And then let's giramos, we're gonna rotate to the right. Push up through the hands and come into a seated position. We got some palmas before the heart. And you can bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy, disfruta. El resto del día, namaste.
Sí.
Thanks, everybody.
Gracias,
Un poco
Elizabeth.
más yoga para ti, Margarita.
Yeah, good stretches. Right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Veronica, ¿estás bien?
Súper bien, me siento súper, gracias.
Sí, claro. Claro. Ok, entonces, Veronica, Margarita, ustedes van a conectar, ¿verdad? Good. All right. Good to see you. April, how are your hips?
Adiós, gracias.
Sí.
It worked my hips.
Yeah.